Welcome back to Recharged in 30. I'm your co-host, Samina.
I'm your co-host, Nafisa. Today we're discussing tech gifting ideas. But before we get into this one, Recharged in 30 is brought to you by Naked. Hassle-free, instant online insurance. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
I'm so excited for this episode, actually, because sometimes buying gifts can be so hard, especially when you've bought your favorite people their favorite things already. And then you have to become that person who panic buys a gift card and hopes for the best.
I'm just as excited for this episode because coming from a predominantly print background in my earlier days, this used to be something that went into the holiday gift guide or something we used to write about once a year.
Yeah.
But the truth is now we buy birthday gifts throughout the year. And the fact that I get asked by my friends and industry colleagues, what are good tech gifts or as I'd like to say, tech adjacent gifts to buy someone.
Yeah. So pull out your notes app so you don't have to stress for the next year of birthdays. What is high up on your list of tech gifts for someone?
So since we use our phones the most, I think an accessory for it like earphones make the most sense. Or that's kind of top of my list. And this is a good general gift for any age group. So from your kids to teens to parents to grandparents.
Yeah, please, especially if your loved one is watching videos out loud at the airport.
Oh, my worst. Okay, not my loved ones, but I mean strangers. So most phones don't even have an audio jack today, so also keep that in mind. But I think wireless works best for phones. But a lot of the people confuse headphones with earphones. They actually use the term interchangeably. I don't know whether you've noticed this. But I think the difference is literally in the name. Earphones go into your ears and headphones sit on your head. So within this category, you get wired, wireless, in-ear and over-ear. And then the shapes can also differ for earphones, like fitting it around your ear or around your neck, like one of those necklace type ones, or just tightly in your ear. And then headphones are more tricky when you factor the head shape and comfort. So usually these can also be done, used on a laptop, but then so would wireless ones. But I do think in-ear earphones are not for everyone. I didn't think they would suit me, but I bit the bullet and bought my second generation AirPods Pro 2 because of the good reviews I saw, and I'm very happy with it. But I can't wear mine for hours on end. But thank goodness they give you the different tip sizes in the box. I'm sure you would have noticed this as well.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But this category can also be further broken down into active noise cancellation, or ANC. You might have seen this term in the description. I don't know if you knew what it meant, but it's also a feature that's more expensive. ANC headphones or earphones are best suited for travelers or people who work from home or the office and need to concentrate and drown out the environment that they're in. So I think these are crucial to own. I cannot take a flight anywhere without my AirPods that has this feature. And crying babies are not even a thing for me anymore. At once upon a time, I used to complain a lot about it. But it also has a transparency mode where you can still hear people around you if you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then you get waterproof earphones for swimmers or sweatproof ones for runners and, anyone into sport. So I know this may sound a bit extra, but I think it's okay to have more than one pair for different situations like running and sweating, and then for your video conferencing calls, Do you own a pair and do you find them comfortable?
I do. I just have some very basic JBL buds for music and audiobooks when I'm bustling around the house. But I am actually in the market for new headphones for work because my wired ones are looking very raggedy. And noise cancelling for work from home is really great because somehow, whenever I'm at home, working from home, there's a leaf blower that goes off somewhere. It feels personal. I don't know. But yeah, so I think I'm going to look into that. Speaking of music around the house, though, I do think I use my buds way too much for that. What speakers would you recommend?
Yeah, so this is also similar to earphones in that this audio sound category is very broad. You can also get wireless and portable speakers, sound bars even, and my favorite, obviously, smart speakers. Some portable outdoor types, they let you pair maybe up to, I don't want to say 8 smartphones. I think I've seen, I've tested one, which is nice for a pool party. Some are even waterproof.
Wow.
But I think the small portable ones are great, and even a smart speaker. We've actually touched on this on a previous edition, so if someone wants to go and look, the smart speakers, some of them have good sound quality, so that would be great for your living room area. And the smaller compact ones also may work for kids and a younger crowd.
Oh, those sound great. And there's such range in the different types that you can get that you can even, I feel, get it for someone you don't know super well.
Yes.
If you know them a little bit, you'd be able to get them
Agreed.
a speaker that's appropriate for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say is the second most popular gift idea?
So I love protective gear. This is another very broad category. But let's first talk about the smaller stuff. You can choose like a gift, like a screen protector, which I think parents would love, a simple case, or even a folio cover that covers the screen. I personally buy 2 phone covers per phone. One is a simple clear case, and the other one is like a wallet case, which I tend to use when it can hold my driver's license and that kind of thing. And if I'm traveling abroad, it has my credit cards. I also know that there are people who are team cover and team no phone cover. What are you?
I am team cover, but I'm also team buy a phone that has no support in the country that you live in.
Of
So
course.
I've paid the price of a cracked screen and dinged corners for my preferences.
Yeah.
I've had to actually move from Xiaomi to Samsung now because I want to use my phones for as long as possible. And you have to have easy access to accessories to do that, I think. If Xiaomi is listening, please bring your flagship phones to South Africa. And if you do, accessory support as well. Thank you. But for now, I've moved over.
Yeah.
What is part 2 of this category?
So part 2 is the laptop bags, but not those traditional ugly ones. More stylish backpacks and then the handbags. But there are also so many options on the market now. Some brands that you can look into are like the Thule, the Nomo, Freedom of Movement, Jekyll and Hyde. Even Samsonite makes nice backpacks. And here you can get stuff maybe for your partner or parent or friends. Even Typo has some cool stuff, which I'm sure you also know. They have laptop sleeves. There's also backpacks. And then Forever New has a lot of like corporate structured bags if you want like a pretty handbag or just a nice looking bag. And some of these brands are also good for travelers. You can protect your gear while traveling and fit in so many other smaller accessories like your power banks and cables and plugs, even clothes. I actually want to point out I have a 36-liter Thule backpack that I swear by for long distance travel, business travel I have to say. When I'm in transit, I managed to fit a compression cube set of clothes, 2 sets of clothes for 2 full days.
Wow.
Because I have nightmares about my clothes not arriving for a work trip, only if I'm in transit though. Like if it's a direct flight, I'm okay. Whenever I'm booking like a transit and there's a tight connection, I make sure I have 2 sets of clothes for 2 full days. So those kind of backpacks will make great gifts.
That is fair because you don't want to end up in another country without your most important thing.
Exactly.
And that's wild, eh? 2 full sets of clothes in a backpack is pretty great.
Yeah.
Wow. And as it turns out, it seems I'm in the market for a lot of tech-related stuff. It's about to be an expensive episode. I've been looking for a good work bag, actually, that I can use for like all the bits and pieces, like power banks and cables and chargers, and especially the 2-pin plug takes up so much space.
I know, it's
in
quite
my
chunky on the
bag.
Mac. Yeah.
It really is. So thank you so much for these rigs. I'm gonna go check those out as well.
Or we could just go shopping together.
Hey! So I know we covered some of this on the Tech Savvy Traveler episode, but what are some of your best traveler gifts?
So I think Bluetooth trackers are the best, whether it's like an Apple AirTag or a Samsung Smart Tag, the Tile, the Eufy. Those are useful, but also they're not just for travelers. You can actually use it on your keys, your handbag, keep it in your car, keep one on your kid to track them, which is super useful in this country. Your pet collars, bikes. You know, it's very versatile. And other travel accessories, I'd say, are like the fast car chargers. They make great gifts for people who are always on road trips or have long commutes. Power banks. Most people who follow me have already seen how I rave about the Romos power bank with built-in cables. Samina, I know you also have one. You can get it for under 400 Rand, which is a 10,000 milliamp one. But for anyone listening, I did make a TikTok about it, even though the sound quality was bad. But you should check that out.
Oh, and we did mention this in a previous episode as well, but it is worth another mention. I really do love it, and I actually gifted it to someone else myself.
Oh, good. But to chat more about the power bank, I think it's also not a one-size-fits-all. Some lighter ones are good for the kids or grandparents to avoid the heavier, chunky ones. And then you get the high-capacity ones that I already mentioned is good for parents, moms on the go. But to be honest, anyone would love that if it eliminates carrying the cable.
Yeah.
And the large capacity ones, they tend to be heavier, which I think would be more suited for like a teenage boy or a dad or anyone who games or watches TV and movies on the go. Just check the airline rules for maximum size.
Yeah, because I actually saw a woman like close to tears at an airport recently because they confiscated her massive, and she said expensive power bank. It looked expensive before getting on the plane. And it's not even something I thought to check before I left. Not like mine is so like out of this world huge, but like, you know.
Yeah,
sure,
I think the limit is
horrified.
between 26,000 and 27,000 milliamp hours. That's not allowed. So it's just around that mark. So rather 20,000, I think, stick to that.
Yeah, hers looked like it could power a microwave, so they weren't about to let it on the plane.
And then there are those fast charging travel plugs or just those 2-pin plugs for South Africa that you can charge about 4 items at once. They split it between USB-C and USB-A. And I think lastly, for someone who has an older phone, I think they will appreciate a longer braided cable. Now, typical USB-C cables are plastic on the outside and the durability is not good. So a braided cable would probably last longer and less chance of breaking. And as simple and basic as it sounds, I think it's a great gift. I see loads of complaints online about broken phone cables.
I don't understand why the braided cables don't just come standard if the plastic ones are so terrible.
Yeah, actually, Apple started giving braided cables with iPhones. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, no, actually, I saw the new Macs also have the braided cable, but like, it should be. I feel like it should be such a standardized thing. Anyway, okay. So besides power banks, what other chargers could make good gifts?
So I think if a person already has like a smartphone, a watch, and earphones, you can get one of those wireless charging docks that you put on your bedside that charges all 3 at once. I think those are great for your nightstand, but provided you have all the support for the wireless charging.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so broke after this episode because why don't I have any of these things? They're so handy.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Okay. So how about some fun gadgets? Ones that I'm not going to necessarily need.
Yeah.
What would you suggest in this
I love this category. I think most people would love instant cameras like the popular Fujifilm Instax. I'm a big fan of that brand and I have bought and owned way too many to count. But you also get like the Polaroid ones. They're very cute. Or the Canon Zoe Mini. I do think this is more for a younger crowd. Otherwise, an instant camera printer, which is great for a gift for any age groups. Even the printers, I know you get Instax, you get Xiaomi, you get Canon, and you get Polaroid. I think this is more because now our smartphones take such good photos that the quality is excellent and you just want to print what's already on your phone versus the instant cameras, which the megapixels obviously are not as the same. I think some of these devices, both camera and printer, come with a whole gift packets in some cases. Like you get a carry case, you get some film, and you get a photo album.
Oh, that's really cool. Now this one I do actually have. I have the printer because you guys got one for me. Thank you. I probably wouldn't have one otherwise. It's so much fun, like getting to like select your photos and print them and put them up and seeing them not just when like Google Photos reminds you 1 year ago is really special. So I've really enjoyed that as well. Are there any other camera related gifts besides instant cameras and printers?
Yes, so you get clip-on smartphone lenses, which I think is great for budding photographers or like media students. They are, even if they're super into videography, I think maybe get a drone. DJI is like killing it in this category when it comes to drones because they make them like 249 grams in size. It's portable, you don't need a license, and as long as you're not using it for commercial purposes. And the best part, I think it has built-in modes. You don't have to spend hours learning how to fly this drone. You just press this mode, it does this fancy trick, takes a cool shot that makes you look like you know what you're doing, and that's why I think those are great.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's also a bunch of gimbals, tripods, ring lights, and other similar accessories for those who love shooting content on their smartphones. Even clip-on microphones. Oh, and another favorite, which you might know about already, is the Ray-Ban Meta glasses that I've been speaking about, that I have and reviewed. So the good news is that the official app is now in South Africa on the South African app stores, and there's an importer selling them in South Africa. Otherwise, if you're traveling to a country that sells it, you can always buy it there. But I think they would make a great gift because smart glasses are definitely a conversation starter and such a fun gadget to have. Obviously, if you keep in mind privacy and not record someone who you shouldn't be. But since turning mine into prescription lenses, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, and like, we went on that hike and I think you took some like videos on it, and there's something very cool about like that point of view, that perspective when filming. Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, so we've gradually moved into a bit more expensive gift ideas. Is there anything else that fits into the more premium side of gifting?
Yes, so tablets. I think your iPad, the most popular, the Samsung Galaxy Tab, and from other manufacturers like Honor, Nokia, Lenovo, even Xiaomi. Android tablets are of course a bit cheaper than an iPad, but it's so versatile. I mean, for anyone who's into gaming, entertainment, just browsing, catching up on offline content, watching TV series, documentaries on the go, on the plane, these are great devices. But it's also something you'd give to like a close family member. And they also have SIM card slots for a SIM or eSIM, whatever. And you can be connected and do your work on the go if you must. So I love those kind of gifts.
Yeah, and like I don't know if I've seen a kid under 10 without an iPad recently.
I think any parent at a restaurant, their kid's always occupied on a tablet of some sort.
True. And so what about health tech? I mean, I know we had an episode about that, but gifting wise?
So I actually wanted to touch on this. I think for our parents and grandparents, even us as hikers, runners, or anyone into fitness, There are some health gadgets like a bunch of massaging guns from Hyperice. I actually reviewed one last year. It pairs to your phone and an app, and you can use various modes for preparation, like for a big event or to relax in the evening and wind down. And there's specific modes for different parts of your body. I know this sounds a bit weird, but it's a whole routine that you can follow that I didn't know existed.
Oh, cool.
And then you also get like wellness goggles to help you sleep and rest better, smart swim goggles, smart foam rollers. Now, all of these, they sound a bit unique and interesting. I saw them actually on the iStore online. And also recently I saw someone say that you can turn your AirPods into a hearing aid if you have mild hearing loss. I think that's cool.
Wow.
So not a full-on hearing aid. I've not seen how to do it specifically, but I do know that there are a bunch of tutorials online. So if you just Google it, it's something useful that you can do for someone who already owns AirPods.
Sure. I haven't heard of like most of these things. It sounds very interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check them out after this. Okay, let's not forget about the gamers out there. What options are there for them?
So I think there's loads of cool VR headsets out now. You can get them either for a console, like maybe the PlayStation, otherwise a standalone VR headset. The PlayStation has a PSVR headset, it's called. We have one for the older PlayStation, the PS4. Those are fun. And then there's more versatile ones because you can play games on it directly, like the Meta Quest 2 or 3. You also get options from Pico, which I've seen locally. And then it's a bit cheaper, and then you get the HTC ones, which are slightly more expensive. But you can always also gift a Nintendo handheld portable Switch console, like for the younger crowd, and then a portable controller that attaches to your mobile phone. Like, you know how teens are into playing games on their phone. You just stick the phone onto this controller, and it provides some battery life and just easier to hold. I think Anker has a power core play option that's pretty cool, with a battery-shaped controller. And then there's a whole bunch of digital vouchers, I think, for purchasing games. You can get options from like Steam for PC games, or the Xbox, or PlayStation and the Nintendo eShop card.
Oh, wow. Those are lots of options. And even though I did mention panic buying a gift card,
Yeah.
sometimes it's a really great option,
specific
especially if
one.
you really don't know. Yeah, if you really don't know what someone might want or what they already have,
Yeah.
but what they might be a fan of.
Also,
then-
games are a bit expensive now, so it could be a good gift.
Yeah. So what else can someone get in terms of vouchers?
Oh yeah, so vouchers is an endless option. Like you said, you panic buy and get them. But I think you can actually specify them now. Like the safest thing I can think of is to get someone a voucher if you don't know them well enough or whatever. But across any age group that you can buy the vouchers for. So magazine subscriptions. You get Magston, Zinio. They support so many titles that you can just pay for one subscription. I think this is nice for a grandparent or parent. Then you can get vouchers for Google Play, the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. So I like this because it can be used for so many things like games, apps, subscriptions. Who doesn't want Canva Pro? Movies, and even things like YouTube Premium. For me, that's one of my favorite subscriptions. No ads. And then I think App Store vouchers, and also for business owners, things like a Microsoft 365 annual subscription is also a great idea for a new business owner. And then other entertainment stuff like your Apple Music, your Spotify, your Showmax, your Netflix, Takealot. I think these vouchers are great gift ideas.
Again, I have never thought of actually gifting these to people. It's one of those things that like I always consider that people just, buy themselves. But, it's something that you can actually say, hey,
Yeah.
This can contribute towards like the cost of stuff that you are already paying for. It's kind of cool.
And another thing I think I want to mention, I didn't actually get to it. So if someone already has like a wearable, you can actually buy them a smart band, like an accessory. I know Apple Watch and Samsung watches and Fitbits even, or whatever other ones there are. There's so many different types of bands. Now, a lot of people who wear, they tend to do workout with the band. And I mean, it does get sweaty. So you can always buy one for working out and one for more to match your outfit kind of thing. So I think bands for wearables are also a great option.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
Another unplanned thing I just want to mention again. On my way here while I was driving, someone actually asked me what's a great driving experience to gift. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a driving experiences website that you can go and buy a car driving experience. Since we didn't quite touch on cars and we're not really going to say go and buy someone a car, but you can buy them a driving experience, whether it's a Ferrari or an Audi or any supercar. So I think those are also cool gifts to get.
Oh, that is a really fun, like, experiential gift.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hey, we've covered a lot in this episode.
And I was actually asking my sisters what their teenage girls would like. My one sister, for example, and she said her daughter says that she'd like hairstyling tools. So I know not quite tech, but I tried to cover parents, grandparents, kids, teens, that kind of thing. Yeah, so hairstyling tools could be a cool gift I mean, we know that GHD and Dyson come up with really cool accessories for hair.
Yeah.
Cuts down the time. The tech is improving. So I think that's kind of a tech adjacent gift, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's
Hairstyling
very
tools?
Yeah, no, I think
I
it
mean,
counts.
I know you love your curls, so that won't be your thing, but I think it's a great gift for someone who really wants to cut down the time they spend doing their hair.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, and this is just something I've noticed online, and my age is super gonna show here,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing a lot of kids with like digital cameras, like the kinds we got when they
Really?
first came out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that's a good gift, and like how you decide. I don't even know which
That
ones
is a
are
good gift.
available right now.
Maybe they could be future photographers.
Yeah, but
With a
like,
gift like
but
that.
like for casual, just
mean
like
like-
you
remember
know
the
how
Sony
you carry
Cybershot?
around like yes,
I had
very
one of
much
those.
like the Sony Cybershot vibe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, but that's, I suppose, a good way if you don't want to give your kid a full-on smartphone. You can give them a camera.
Yeah, but like fully like teens and like early 20s, I guess.
Yeah.
Are using these kinds of like digital cameras, like the kinds that we had as kids. Like it's almost like I don't know if it's considered like a vintage, like tech
Yeah, because
kind
I'm
of
thinking
thing.
of those Kodak ones people use at weddings.
Yes.
There's one with like a yellow paper cover around
The-
it.
the-
Do they
the-
sound familiar to
What
you?
are the disposable
Yes,
cameras?
the disposal ones.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that, but not quite. Not quite
Yeah.
vintage, but you know.
It's just so cool. It's so cool to me that those have come back. But yeah, that might be a good
Yeah.
gift as well.
That's a good one for the youngsters.
Okay. Well, we hope everyone listening has a bunch of new ideas for when birthdays and big milestones come along. You don't have to freak out now. Every time there's a birthday, you have a long list of things to choose from. Don't forget, you can insure your gifts as household contents directly on the Naked app without making a single phone call. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
That's all for now. Catch you in the next one.